Hello, everybody, and welcome back to another episode of the Grue Room. And happy 2022. The new year is just starting, and this is my second guest of the new year. And he is an author, and he's big into working out and dieting and fitness. And his name is Buzz Mobley. And I'm really looking forward to talking to him. He wrote a kid's book, and we're going to be talking about his book, being an author, his fitness, and some horror movies. So I hope you are excited as I am to listen to this interview. We'll watch the interview. It's a video. My name is Rocco Cross. I am the host of Stutters. I am the host of the Grue Room, and my interview with Buzz is coming up next. Okay, welcome to Grue, and thank you so much for taking time out of your night and being a guest on the show.
Yeah, absolutely.
Sweet, thank you. So what wanted to ask you, like, how was everything? How was your Christmas and New Year's? How was the holidays?
Fantastic. I couldn't ask for a better family vacation, between just Disney and spending time with family and my kids. And they just really enjoyed it. And took them to Epcot, and they were blown away that they could visit
Nice.
every country in the world in one day. So, or most of them at least. So, yeah, I had a great time. How was yours?
It was actually pretty good. Really didn't do too much, but I mean, just spending time with family, cousins and aunts and uncles and my mom, and I still have to go see my dad yet, because I live in Philly and my dad and stepmom live in North Carolina. So
Oh,
I still have to see them yet, for because they got, my Christmas gifts. I got them Christmas gifts. So we still have to
sure.
do our little holiday thing yet.
It's difficult when, you got people all over. I know how that
Right.
goes.
You, and you were in Florida for 2022, like bringing in the new year.
I was in actual that night. I went to Universal City Walk, and we walked around there. The crowds were packed, but they had entertainment and people
Nice.
dancing. Yeah, it was a good time. Came back to the hotel and rang it in there. So
Okay.
yeah,
Sweet. Nice. And Florida is so much fun though. Like I love going there, visiting it, and because I was just on a cruise like 4 months ago, 5 months ago, or something like that, and I had to fly out because I live in Philadelphia, so I had to fly out from Philly to Florida, and the cruise was in Florida, and it was actually a wrestling cruise, and
oh,
so like there was like all these famous wrestlers on the cruise, and it was like, oh my god, it was so much fun.
that's awesome.
And, like the first thing I wanted to ask you is how long have you been working out for? Because you definitely have a really a, a great build, and you're a big guy.
Thank you. Well, I'll tell you, I haven't always been working out. It started, I'd say, right towards my high school career, over 10 years ago. I really first started getting into it. I got a couple other siblings who are prior military,
Mm.
uh, and they started taking it very seriously towards the end of their high school career and growing up watching them. So I started running a lot. Started trying to get into the habits of eating better and exercising. And it wasn't until I joined the military in 2011 that I actually figured out what a weight was, and finally started lifting. I gained 40 pounds in boot camp. I went from 145 pounds to 185.
Oh my god.
Yeah, and today I'm 210 right now.
Wow.
Uh,
Okay.
yeah, so I have participated in a lot of different military related health beneficial programs.
Mhm.
promotional health programs that are to, like, help other members in the military. I also had an interest in MMA at one point, so I started doing
Really?
different exercises in that. Yes, I had a buddy, California, where I was stationed one time. He was a great Muay Thai fighter. Uh,
Nice.
yeah, and he worked with me a lot with that. I had another buddy who did Krav Maga. Another buddy who did 4 different types of martial arts from Asia, and so I had some good culture growing up in the military with people from all over the world,
Oh,
teaching me
wow.
different ways of lifting, or different fighting styles or different ways to lift. So I'd say for about a decade now, I've been training my body and learning what works for it and what doesn't.
Wow, okay. Did you, did you ever get involved with wrestling? Like, did you ever do wrestling or
Sure.
oh yeah, you did.
I
Nice.
did wrestling for a short time period. I also tried to get into jujitsu a little bit, and get in with the ground pounders. I think it's a great skill to have, and something that could be very useful if you need it. And it's also the most intense workout I've
Oh,
ever
really?
had, is being part of a wrestling team. There's not a lot that I would say that could compete with wrestling conditioning.
Oh,
Uh,
wow.
oh yeah, absolutely.
Okay, okay. and, and like what how how many days a week do you train?
So now I'm getting closer to 30. No, I'm just kidding. I try to give my body a couple of days of rest. I normally do that Saturday and Sunday. So I'll do Monday through Friday normally if I
Mhm.
can. I'm still active duty. But normally when I leave work, I'll try to go to the gym. I'll try to get in at least 30 minutes to an hour. It's a lot of people don't think it's a lot, but if you don't spend a lot of your time looking for music, or taking really long periods of rest breaks in between sets, you can accomplish a lot. And in my opinion, I'm not a professional by any means, but in my
Mhm.
opinion, you're getting better caloric deficit that way. You're keeping your heart rate up, you're burning fat, and you're keeping your conditioning up because you're not allowing yourself to have that longer duration of rest period where you're able to kind of recover. You're going right into
That's
the
true.
next thing. So that's been incredibly beneficial to me in terms of lifting or uh, cardio. One thing I like to do is wherever I start, say I've gone 2 months without working out or something, I've gotten lazy, right?
Yeah.
Um, and I go, I have a huge issue. I'm like, all right, I got to get back in the gym, get my head right. I'll start with something a little bit lighter than I know I can lift, but
Mhm.
I'll set the sets a little bit, or the reps, I'll say, a little bit higher, so
Oh,
that I'm
okay.
still doing that exercise. And then every week, if it's weights, I'll normally add 2 to 5 pounds if I can.
Mhm.
Or if it's lifting like sit-ups, I'll add 5 reps. So my Instagram, I have a schedule. I think I've kept it up to 10 weeks so far, but I've been on vacation the last 2, so I haven't updated. But I started out with 33 sets of 30 sit-ups every day.
Nice.
So I started out doing 90 sit-ups a day.
Wow.
I've gotten it up to doing 55 sit-ups in 3 sets.
Oh, wow.
So I can do 55 without stopping now and do that 3 times. And that's over a
Yeah.
course of 2 weeks. So for people who really struggle with sit-ups, I definitely encourage them to mix it in with other workouts and do it
Mhm.
in sets of threes and break it up. So if you want to do 100 sit-ups a day, maybe break it up into 4 sets or 5 sets, do
Okay.
25 or do 20. But then you're doing, if you work out 5 days a week, that's 500 sit-ups a week. You're going to have
Hmm.
some definition by the end of that. Over the course of a month, the 2 months, you're going to definitely see your endurance pick up, and also allow yourself to build up your abdominal muscles. And it's gonna happen. It's not gonna happen if you keep up with it. So
Oh,
that's
wow.
definitely what to do.
Damn, that's the first time I heard that's really good advice because my stomach, I mean, I'm not like obese or anything, but I do have a gut and I've been trying to get rid of that. And uh, I'm one of those people that like I can't do a lot of sit ups in one sitting. So, you know, what you just said, that actually makes a lot of sense. Like do 20 and then stop, do like another 20. That actually is really smart.
That's what's worked the best for me. You know, a lot of people try to PR every time and try to do as many as they can, and I think where I'm at now physically, I just end up hurting myself. So I can actually just become stronger by mentally forcing myself to reach that number in a different way that I know I'm physically comfortable with. And I think that's the most important thing, is doing things that you know are good for you, but in a comfortable way, because you know your body best.
Okay, okay. And like another thing is, you know, if you are trying to lose like the stomach, I
Mhm.
mean, sit-ups, like it's definitely going to help, but you have to actually eat better and do like like a certain kind of diet plan, and plus doing the 100 sit-ups a day and stuff like that, right?
Oh yeah, and I think it's hard to, because I think people have an opinion of themselves of what they want to see when they're done,
Yeah.
but they don't really know exactly what it is that they need to do to get there. And sometimes it can be unrealistic, or it can be something that might not even work for their body type, but they could look really good if they wanted to, but they're too focused on trying to look this specific way.
Mhm.
And so they're like, well, I heard if you want to get stronger, you got to eat a ton, but I also want to look super thin. And it's like,
Yeah.
well, if you want to lose weight, you have to have a caloric deficit. You have to. You have to burn calories to burn fat to show the definition in your body. You know, there's all these like crazy ideas out there that are like, eat whatever you want, but eat this specific meal that I created with my team of scientists. It's like, you know, like I said, I'm not a professional. This is a professional advice by any means, but in my line of work and in my military experience, that's not how it works. You know, I cut out the carbs normally. You know, not a crazy, not like zero, but you know, I cut back. I don't
Yeah.
eat fast food.
Yeah.
Uh, I'm making sure what most of the time what I'm putting into my body makes sense if I'm going to be killing it for an hour a day at the gym. And I think a lot of people like to make the excuse, you know, well, oh yeah, so I burned, you know, 500 calories at the gym today, so I can have a diet coke with my one slice of pizza instead of my two slices of pizza and water. You know what I mean? And it's like when you use the common sense, you know, it begins to make more sense for yourself, and you want to eat better
Mhm.
as you gain that mental discipline. And I think that's why the military incorporates so much intensive physical training in their boot camps, because if you can mentally beat this and break this down, you
Yeah.
know, push-ups, sit-ups, crunches, it's going to discipline you in every other area of your life. So whenever I start to hit a wall mentally, or I don't know where I'm going, I don't know what I want to do, what's going on with my future, I always start from the basics, which for me is back to my fitness. Okay, well, where am I at physically? How can I discipline myself in a way I know I can control, so that I can do all these other things? And when you start taking care of yourself in that way and trying to make it apparent to yourself, like, this is important to me, you'll start subconsciously making better health choices as well.
Oh, wow. Okay. You know, I was laughing when you mentioned Diet Coke. Like, there's some people I see sometimes, like when I'm going out to eat, and they'll have like this greasy big cheesesteak and cheese fries, and they'll have a Diet Coke with it. I'm like, that's not gonna work if you're eating all that with the Diet.
Yep. And that's just it. And also, you know, I've had friends that are 140 pounds and 6'3", and they're like, dude, I can't gain weight. And it's like, well, how much are you eating? And they're like, wow, I eat like 4,000 calories. It's like, eat five. Your metabolism hasn't caught up with your age, you know, or
Right.
your type just is just so different that if this is something you really want to do, you should approach somebody who has that foreknowledge to tell you, like, hey, you really need to be taking like 6 scoops of your powder, your caloric
Yes. Yes.
powder instead of two, you know, or whatever it is that fits that dietary plan. But to achieve that optimal physique, I think that people are looking for, you really have to um, treat it as a second full-time job. And that, I think, that stresses people out. But what I mean by that is You know, if you go to the weight rack and you pick up 60 pounds and you go, "Huh," and you feel it, you probably shouldn't break your back, you know, trying to pick up that 60 pounds to look cool for, you know, the nice person over here who's curling 65 and you're trying to keep up with them. It's like, nah, man, go to the 30, get your 8 to 10 reps in and
Mhm.
slowly move your way up. You could become that guy, the 65. And then, you know, you slowly become more comfortable with yourself, especially in front of other people,
Yeah.
working out, or even if it's at home. So that's something that makes it easier to train when it's something you know that it's within your control.
Yeah, definitely. That's funny you mentioned it, my metabolism, because like when I was a teen and in my 20s, I was this skinny little rail and wiry, and I ate like a ton of crap and never put an ounce on. Then when I hit my 30s, I start blowing up, and I'm like, oh my god, I'm like it finally caught up to me.
I was a cross country runner. I did, you know, I ran with the track team. I played basketball. I was on the
Yeah,
wrestling team, and I would go to McDonald's and eat Big Macs and finish my
yeah,
other friends' fries. You know what
you're
I mean?
right.
This ain't got nothing on me. And now, you know, yeah, I'm 28 years old. I'm like, man, I probably could put the rest of this pizza box away. You know, I don't have to eat it all right now because you know I've taken about a week off since I've started this, you know, recreating of my image. I started back towards Halloween,
Mhm.
and I can feel it. Like I can feel that week off that I
Oh,
took.
really?
But oh yeah, like physically, my body, yeah, I can tell that it wants me to work out, you know, and I don't mean it in some weird guru way, but you know, I can tell my body's like, you're not, you know, my cardio doesn't feel as up. I feel
Yeah.
the weight starting to come from the vacation pounds, maybe. You know, maybe I've been in the hot tub too long and I should have been sweating it out in the steam room or hitting a weight
Right.
rack at the hotel, you know, and I start to feel a little gross because I'm like, all right, I need to get back in there. And
Mhm.
I think it's a good thing because it's not an insecurity. It's something that I'm like, hey, I'm losing my sense of discipline.
Yeah,
I'm
yeah,
losing,
yeah.
you know, my situational awareness in terms of myself physically, and then you start that decline mentally because you're like, well, I've gone this long, a couple of more days, you know, I'll hit it. I'll hit it on Wednesday. Then I'll get back in the gym. It's like, no, 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 no. It's 8 o'clock right now. You
Mhm.
haven't been in the gym. Get over there. 30 minutes of your time isn't going to kill you,
I
even
know
if you.
exactly.
So that's definitely where I stand on
Okay, okay, that's yeah, hey, that's good, that's good, I like that. And do you I mean, you just said you you did a lot of sports, like, you were active in a lot of sports. What
that.
kind of sports do you like to watch on television?
Oh, man, I grew up with just such a well-rounded sports family. My little brother's the greatest basketball player I've ever played against in my life. When he was 12 years old, he was crossing up 30-year-old men shooting at an NBA range. Uh, but
Nice.
yeah, I love watching basketball. I love watching baseball, especially in person. Just I
Mhm.
love baseball. You can't beat it. I love college football. You know, I'm originally from the South, so I love
Yeah,
that.
yeah.
I'm a Miami Dolphins fan. I'm a Houston Rockets
Nice.
fan. I'm a New York Mets fan. So I got teams everywhere. So
Okay, okay.
college
Nice.
basketball is huge for us. I love the Kentucky Wildcats. So oh
Wow,
yeah.
awesome.
Mhm.
And and what made you decide, like, you wanted to start writing by writing your book?
So I've been writing for a really long time. I started to try when I was a teenager. I used to write lots of poetry,
Oh,
short
nice.
stories. Oh yeah. I did a lot of acting as well. So I was used to memorizing lines, being different characters. I did musical theater. So it was something I was very familiar with. And in the military, you just gain so many different experiences. You go to so many
Mhm.
different places. And I finally decided to do something with my writing. So it was suggested to me at one time while I was stationed in Illinois in my previous unit. There's
Yeah.
these crazy fish, these Asian carp that were flooded at one point into the Illinois River, and they're also in the Mississippi. And their self defense mechanism is to leap. extremely far out of the water, and there are thousands and tens of thousands of them.
Oh
So
my
as your boat's
God.
going down the river, you see these giant fish just jumping everywhere. And when they hit you, it hurts. They're huge. They're about this big. I mean, they're giant. And you can't kill them. You can't get rid of them. And somebody's like, bro, you should write a story about this. Like you should make up a book about this. So that's what I did. I sat down, I wrote it. Actually, stand by 1 second. I'll go grab a copyright.
Yeah, yeah, definitely.
This is it right here. Carl the Magic Carp. And this is actually what I wrote. And
Oh,
there's a link for,
sweet.
yeah. So I ended up writing this. Took me about a year to get it perfect, get the illustrations from my publisher. And finally got it out on the market in June. And now I have it for sale in Barnes & Noble, Books A Million, Walmart, Amazon, and tons of different stores all over the country and the world, over in the UK, Canada. So it's pretty
Oh,
cool.
nice. And this is a kid's book, right?
Yes. And it's a fictional folklore. And this is the city of East Peoria in Peoria, right here in the back. That's the skyline of Peoria in Illinois. And you can see the barges and the tugs passing by.
Mm-hmm.
And what I actually did for the Coast Guard was I worked and manned the buoys, the navigational buoys, for billions of dollars of commerce up and down the Illinois River. So I saw these fish every single day. But basically, it's just a nice, fun book about this fish, Carl the Magic Carp, who's dodging in and out of boat traffic one day, and he accidentally ends up on a fisherman's boat. And it's sort of a Brer Rabbit tale where the cat basically tells him, the bobcat is the fisherman, he tells him he's going to eat him, but he tries to tell him, like, hey, if you don't eat me, I'll get more fish and bring it back, and I'll teach them how to jump into your boat. And he's like, all right, that's the deal. So basically, it's a story of him trying to trick the bobcat into releasing him back into the water, and his friends working together to beat this fisherman so he doesn't get all the fish. And sort of alluding to the folklore of how these fish learn to jump high out of the water. So Carl was the start of it all.
Wow, okay, that's nice. I like that. So when you're writing something like this, like how do you get in a mind frame to actually think about what to write and not get in writer's block and
Really difficult. I want to say right now, since I'm really starting to write just children's books at the moment, I'd like to
Mhm.
evolve later on, and I don't mean that in a bad way, as if staying with children's books wouldn't be great. It would, but really, with kids books, what I do is I try to think of, like, what would I like to read as a child? Like, what would I
Right.
be interested in? A lot of times my mind comes back to animals. I think they're just relatable. It's something that all kids have an interest in. And I try to picture them in a location or a scenario that I know I can make applicable. And since it's children reading it, I try to leave somewhat of a moral taste in their mouth. You know what I mean?
Okay.
Something to take away from the story that makes it memorable, or that parents would choose to want to read. So when I put all that together, I really have to start brainstorming about things that make sense scientifically about the animal, about its location, what's happening and corresponding in the story, and the different characters that it interacts with, and how they can take that lesson away from it. And I think with Carl the Magic Carp, one of the most important things he learns is to not be so cocky, to
Okay.
mind his surroundings and listen to others, and to, sort of be more responsible, and to
Mhm.
be accountable. It's sort of what happens when he's put in that position with the fisherman. So yeah, it was a lot of fun writing it, though, and it's even cooler just to be able to say, like, hey, I wanted to publish a book. I've always loved writing, and I did it.
Yeah,
So,
you definitely did.
mhm. And hopefully I'll have another one coming out soon. So
Nice.
if I get that going, I'll definitely put it out there and let everybody know.
Oh yeah, definitely. And what did you like best about writing the book?
I think it opened up a part of myself that, I've always felt like was there, but I've never really been able to put down on paper and to
Yeah.
express myself in a way that I could be like, everybody's going to see a piece of Buzz Mobley when they hold this book, they read it to their kids, they share it with their family. Like, this is out of my mind. This is out of my heart and soul, from my home to theirs.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's what was the most fun for me, is that I go on Amazon and be like, man, some kid somewhere is reading that and he either loves it or he doesn't. But either way, I know his parents got it for him and the intent was there to help them read, or because it, had a lot to do with Illinois or fish or whatever it may be, that it's something that they can hold on to, and that I was able to give a piece of myself to them and to share it with them. So I think that for me was the coolest part about writing this, was just wondering, like, how far could Carl go?
Right, right.
What could he bring to my life and to other people's life? Is very exciting.
Nice. And what about like songs and music? Like, what kind of music do you like? What's on your playlist?
Man, I feel like everybody says so many, but I love all of them. But I love Aerosmith.
Oh, I love them too.
Don't Want to Miss a Thing is like my all-time favorite song. It'll get me going.
Yes.
I love country music. I'm a huge country music fan.
Nice.
I love reggae,
Okay.
Revolution. I love hip hop. I'm from the South, Southern Atlanta, so I love Southern hip hop. Lots of different, spiritual music, gospel music.
Okay.
I play acoustic guitar as well, so
you
I
do?
really get a lot. Oh yeah.
Oh wow.
Yeah, my first song I ever learned was "Time of Your Life" by Green Day.
Get out, really?
Yeah.
Damn. Okay. Nice. You
So
ever
yeah,
you ever play in like bands and stuff, or you just like to do it for fun? And
mainly just for fun. I wish I had gotten that guitar, honestly, because I love to sing. I love to perform. I think I more was able to showcase in like musical theater and stuff like show tunes. But I would have loved to have done something, especially with country music. I feel like that more fits my forte in my style of singing. But I definitely would have loved to be part of a band or something.
Nice.
Yeah, I like to sing, like My Chemical Romance too, like that style of genre. Everything back to 311 or Smashing Pumpkins even. I love it all. So it's hard to even say.
And you mentioned like you did a lot of plays, theater and stuff. Like what are some plays you had like the most fun with?
Grease was probably my most fun play musical I've ever done. I loved it. Grease Lightning, you couldn't beat it. Great director, David Spearman was my high school director. I feel like he's very well known in the high school play realm down here in the South. He's still out there doing it. Awesome time. I did Guys and Dolls, Damn Yankee. Nice. Yeah. The Murder Room was a British comedy that I did. I had to learn how to, speak with a British accent and bring that proper humor. It was great.
Wow. Okay. And awesome. What kind of do you like to binge watch, like television shows? What are some television series you like?
Oh yeah, well, I just forced my girlfriend to watch every single Marvel related movie and series possible.
I'm sure she loved that.
I'm trying to think. I love the Walking Dead series. I could watch that over and over again, which was filmed pretty close to my hometown in Georgia. I'm trying to think, like, How I Met Your Mother. We have watched that a ton. That's a great series. The Office is probably my favorite of all time.
Nice.
I'll probably rewatch that again soon, but yeah. Nice.
I always ask guests this when I have them on the show, because I do run a horror site. So do you like horror movies? And if you do, what are some horror movies you love watching?
Man, I grew up watching a lot of horror films, and
really,
I love horror movies.
Nice.
My favorite ones, although some people might find them cliche, I love the Conjuring films. I think they're so well done.
Yes.
They just get me. every time. The Nun, which is sort of a takeaway from it. Annabelle, those movies will get you.
Oh, I know.
The original Paranormal Activity, that style, like that was just so Blair Witch style.
Well, yeah, exactly. That's what that was. It was like Blair Witch type of movie.
Those jump scares and just like messing with your brain. Those types of movies I love. And then of course classics, Halloween, Friday the 13th, Nightmare on Elm Street. You got to watch those every Halloween.
Oh yeah, of course.
Slasher
Like every Halloween month, every year for Halloween, I probably watch the Halloween series like twice over, like every like Halloween movie, even like the bad one.
Sure. And I love a good one that'll leave you thinking. Almost more suspense than horror sometimes, like Shutter Island.
Yes, yes.
You know, sort of an Inception idea that just like is stuck in your head and you can't fathom what you just saw. Those are the really good ones. The ones that get your brain.
Nice. Did you wind up seeing Halloween Kills?
I did not watch it. I was like, how much farther can they drag this out?
The movie got a lot of mixed reviews. Like some people loved it and some people didn't like it. And I'm one of the people that actually really loved it
Okay.
because they made Michael Myers like this unstoppable force. And to call it Halloween Kills, you're going in there wanting a high death count because of the name of the movie.
Sure.
And they definitely delivered on that. Like Michael Myers killed like everybody in this movie.
I'd expect nothing less.
Exactly. So, when a movie called Halloween Kills, it did what it had to do. Michael Myers was this brutal force, and he killed like a lot of people. So, I mean, what more do you want? Like it's called Halloween Kills. You expect a high kill count.
Yeah, what do you think you're walking into?
So, and then like I also love that they recently did a television series of Chucky, and it was amazing. Like I loved it, and Jennifer Tilly was back as Chucky's bride, and, and it was like a really good television series. And they just signed back for season 2, which I'm like so happy about because I loved the first season.
Awesome.
Did you wind up seeing the TV series at all for Chucky?
I don't think so. I don't think I saw any of it, but it definitely sounds like something that I would have stayed up on a Friday night with some pop binging.
Nice, nice. And what about like video games and stuff? Are you big into gaming at all?
Oh yeah, I love gaming. I want like God of War. I love. I also love Call of Duty. Not right now at the moment because with the Epic update, I've barely been able to get online at all. It seems like I don't know why. But it's been crashing a lot on me. But I love Kingdom Hearts. That's my favorite game of all time. I'm a big Disney fanatic, so
Nice.
I love Kingdom Hearts. But yeah, RPG games. Obviously, you gotta throw Halo in there somewhere.
Yes.
And that's got a new TV series on HBO Max, which is pretty crazy.
Oh yeah, really?
Oh yeah,
Oh wow.
yep. The Last of Us just got one too. That's one of my all-time favorites.
I heard about that. Like I'm looking forward to seeing that. Yeah.
And that's getting played by the guy that did The Mandalorian, I'm pretty sure. And
Nice.
so I'm
Nice.
pretty, yeah.
And do you have anything out anything coming out that you want to push your plug? Like
Well, I am coming out hopefully with my second book. I can't reveal it yet just because I haven't got it with the publishing team. We're still working on it, so that title's yet to be to be dispersed among the nations. But yeah, we'll see what's happening. I'm getting out of the military here within next year. And we'll see if I can write some more books or where that goes. And I'm hoping for the best. Right now, this is what I got out. So if people want to check it out, it's Carl the Magic Carp right here. Link is in my bio for Walmart, or you can pick it up on Amazon or Barzoma or Books a Million. But yeah.
Sweet. And where can fans find you at if they want to look you up, message you?
Sure. I have two Instagram accounts, author Buzz A. Mobley, or just Buzz Mobley on Instagram. You can also check out TikTok. I have an author Buzz Mobley account on there and another account, Papa Buzz. And I also have an author page on Facebook, author Buzz A. Mobley.
All right. I like it. Nice. Well, this has been really, really cool. Like, you're an awesome guy and really fun to talk to. I want to thank you for taking time out and doing the interview.
Yeah, well, thank you so much. It was really enjoyable. Thank you for letting me talk about my book, and I appreciate the interview so much. And hope you have an awesome week.
Thank you, buddy. You too, and happy 2022.
Yeah, seriously, 2022. Here you go.
All right, bud. Have a good night.
All right, you too. Catch you later.
Bye.